The playoff final, Leeds against Southampton, is just around the corner. It's on Sunday, and I think that this is the most excited I've ever been for a football match in my entire life. Since we beat Norwich, it's all that's been on my mind. I'm going to be there. It's going to be amazing. It's going to be my first time seeing Leeds at Wembley, bar 2008 when I was 8 years old, so I don't remember it. And because my first prediction video went so well, I got everything spot on. West Brom versus Norwich in the final. I'm now going to try predict what's going to happen in the final game of the Championship season. The first thing that will concern Leeds fans and maybe give Southampton fans a little bit of hope. Southampton have beaten Leeds in both fixtures across the season. One of those fixtures was even the last game of the year where, from Leeds' point of view, there was still a slight glimmer of hope that they could get automatics, and they didn't perform against Southampton. It feels like they've got our number to a certain extent. And if I was a Southampton fan, I suppose the playoffs is a tournament within itself. You can't read too much into the games that have gone by already, but you do want to take a bit of hope from that, don't you? And the manager should be able to use that messaging and instill a bit of confidence in the squad that they are definitely capable of beating Leeds. But my thought process is, as a Leeds fan, trying to justify this one, they've beaten us twice already this year. We finished above them in the table. Surely they cannot do it for a third time. Surely that is out of the question. It's obviously not. And it's it's so hard to say. You can see how excited I am. I love the playoffs, and the fact I'm going to be there at Wembley watching Leeds just means the world to me. In the two previous games, obviously the first leg of each semi-final was 0-0. And then the second leg, both Leeds and Southampton had very convincing victories. Leeds was slightly more convincing with that 4-0 win over Norwich. The best Leeds have played in the last 10 games. An unbelievable performance, completely decimating Norwich. Wagner has now been sacked. He's no longer the manager. That's how much Norwich really let themselves down in that game. But Leeds were unbelievable. And if we click like we clicked in that playoff semi-final at Ellen Road, I think it's game over. I don't think any team in the Championship can fight with Leeds when they're on that form. But we've got to remember that form has not been there up to that game for a little while. And then Southampton, on the other hand, also had a massively convincing win over West Brom. It was 3-1 in the end, West Brom scoring in the 97th minute, but a great game from Southampton. They dominated play and were amazing throughout. So it's like, can you really try predict based on the last two games? Probably not. Leeds' was a slightly better victory. It's hard to... I just don't know. I really don't know where to go with this one. One thing that I think will make a hell of a difference is the atmosphere in Wembley. And I'm not just saying this because I'm a Leeds fan, I promise. There's probably a little bit of bias there, I can't lie. But I think the Leeds fan base will make a lot more noise in Wembley than Southampton will. It'll feel more like a home game for Leeds. And it's clearly the home games that those teams have shone in. So maybe that gives a slight edge to Leeds. I never want to predict us to win because it's just the worst thing I can do, especially given my last predictions. I feel like the opposite is going to happen to whatever I say in this video. So maybe I just need to say Southampton 4-0 and it'll be an easy win for Leeds. The atmosphere could be key. Leeds will have more fans there. I know Southampton have sold out their allocation. Leeds have had a few extra tickets which have sold out. They also sold out the hospitality, and I think there might be some Leeds fans that somehow managed to get in the Southampton end. But we do have a bigger fan base than them. That's not a dig at Southampton. It's just a fact. And I think there'll be more people wearing white in Wembley on Sunday than there will be wearing red and white, or I think they're playing in the black kit, but I highly doubt they're all going to wear the third kit. So based on that, I think that gives a slight advantage to Leeds. And then you look at both teams' history in the playoffs, and this is where it switches round a little bit. This is Leeds' 6th attempt in the playoffs, and we have never won the competition. My first ever football match was watching Leeds lose the playoff final in League One against Doncaster. We are not good in high-pressure situations, and that has been a story throughout Leeds. This season, even, with the automatic promotion spot up for grabs, we crumbled towards the end of the season. We just needed a couple more wins wins and we failed at the final hurdle. So the playoffs really isn't for us a lot of the time, but it's not really for Southampton either. It's the first ever time they're playing in a playoff final. The last time they were in the playoffs, they lost to Derby in the semi-final, but that was back in 2007, so it's a distant memory, unlike Leeds, who also lost to Derby in a more recent loss under Marcelo Bielsa, won at Ellen Road in the semi-final, which was a really stinging defeat. There's not many players that are still there that were there in that cohort, and even the ones that are, we went up automatically the next season, so it shouldn't be too much of a bad memory, but I just don't have confidence in Leeds in the playoffs. If we are to win it, I said it in my original prediction video, this would become, I think, my favourite day on earth. I think it'd be the best day I've ever spent. Never mind just watching football in general. I have waited for this moment. I think it's so special to play at Wembley, and maybe Big Six fans or fans of clubs who somehow get to play at Wembley on a semi-regular basis don't appreciate just how much this will mean. I never get the opportunity to see my club play at Wembley, and if we go up to the Premier League, that opportunity probably becomes even slimmer because the playoffs isn't there, and it's super unlikely that we're going to do anything in any of the cup competitions. So for a day out for me, if we lose, it'll be a memory. If we win, it'll be the best memory ever. But based on playoff performance history, I don't think that we're going to win. And then you look at league form coming into this. In Leeds' last 5 league games, they had 3 losses, including a loss to Southampton, but also to QPR and Blackburn, a draw against Sunderland, and 1 win against Middlesbrough. It doesn't paint a pretty picture. Southampton's is practically exactly the same. They have 3 losses against Cardiff, Leicester and Stoke, but 2 wins against Preston and Leeds. It's that Leeds win that makes it a little bit more tasty, doesn't it? Can they replicate what they did at Ellen Road and at St Mary's at Wembley? It's a completely different ballgame. Wembley is a beast within itself. The players will be feeling the pressure. Both squads are good enough to have been fighting for those automatic promotion spots, and both squads, managers, clubs and fans will think that they should have been promoted automatically this season. When you started out this year, if you're a Southampton or a Leeds fan, the goal was automatic promotion. Really, you wouldn't have accepted anything less than that. What players do I think can make a difference? Jorginho Rutter has been off it for Leeds in the last 10 games. Since he had a hernia operation, he's really not been at his best. But midweek against Norwich, he looked incredible. He looked like he was back to his former self. He has the 2nd most assists in the Championship this season, just behind Leif Davis. When he's playing well, he is playing well. He's incredible. He can beat a man. He's strong. Not got a very good shot, but he can ping a pass. He looks great. Crysencio Somerville, Championship Player of the Year. Should have been Smodics, but he won the award. Somerville is, in my opinion, one of the best left wingers in the world right now. Maybe controversial. I'm not saying he's top 5, but maybe top 10. I think if he was playing at a top level club, his performances would put him up there in the conversation. And if Leeds do not get promoted, he's definitely going to get a big money move to a Premier League or top league, La Liga, Serie A, whatever club, because he is a special, special player. He's young. It's his first season starting every single game, and he has been unbelievable all year. He can make the difference at Wembley. All it takes is one shot from Crysencio Somerville, and it could give Leeds the advantage that they need. Southampton, on the other hand, have also got some dangerous players. Armstrong has looked fantastic throughout the campaign. Can play up front, can play on the wing. A very, very good player that I think could cause Leeds some serious damage. And then you look at Che Adams, a very solid Championship striker. Not sure he's good enough for the Premier League, mind, but at Wembley, he could step up. He could be the man to score against Leeds. It's just impossible. It is so impossible to predict what is going to happen in this game, so I'm going to try. My prediction is it's going to go all the way to extra time, but not penalties. I think it's going to go to extra time, and I think Leeds will win. And I don't like saying it. I don't want to say those words out loud. I just think if we perform how we performed against Norwich, it's us. It's got to be us. We've got to win it. Leeds are going to win the playoff final. It's going to be close. I'm going to say the game ends 1-1. Leeds win 2-1 in extra time. That's what's going to happen. Patrick Bamford, if he comes back and is fit, he's going to come on and score the winner just because he gets so much hate. It'd be the perfect fairy tale story. But that is my prediction. My prediction is Leeds to win 2-1 with an extra time goal. And if that does happen, what a day it will be. What a absolutely unbelievable moment that would be in my life. Leeds fans, Southampton fans, let me know your predictions in the comments. I'm genuinely interested to hear how everyone thinks this game will go down, because I have no idea, really. I'm predicting Leeds to win, but it is so impossible to say. Give me your score predictions in the comments. Let me know why you think X is going to win. Let me know why you think Southampton or Leeds will win. And I'll be reading it. I'll be replying to some. And please, please, please remember to like and subscribe. We're doing really well on the channel at the minute, and we're pushing out a whole lot of football content, especially leading up to the Euros. There's going to be more. There'll be more Championship and Premier League content. So if you love football, hopefully you'll love the channel. And I really appreciate your time watching this video. Thank you very much, and enjoy the playoff final. Whichever team you support, enjoy it, because it's a moment to behold. Thank you. Peace.